Hello, this is Miss Phil from the Russell County Public Library again. Some of us seem to have a little extra time, so I thought this would be a perfect chance to maybe learn something new. So today we're going to do some basic hand sewing. To do that, you're going to have to gather up a needle, some thread, a little pair of scissors, maybe a needle threader if you have one, and grab a couple pieces of fabric. It can be anything old. We're just going to practice. All right, we are going to start with the running stitch. This is what it looks like. Of course, we need a needle and some thread. Now, to thread your needle, you've got to get that thread through that tiny little hole. And some of us have trouble with that, so there is a handy needle threader. You put that through the hole, and then you put the thread through it, pull it back, and your needle is threaded. We've got ours ready to go here. Now, one piece needs to be longer than the other. Now we've got to make a knot. Wrap it around our finger a couple times and just kind of twirl it and pull. And then you see we've got a knot. There's a little extra left, so we'll cut that off. We don't need that tail. All right, we're going to take our fabric and put the knot to the back. So come up from the back and then down and then up down and back up. And you keep doing that like we've got here all for a while. And then you're going to get to the end. To do your knot, all you have to do, just grab just a little bit of fabric. And now you've got a circle. Put your needle right back through that circle and pull it tight. And just to be safe, I always do it twice. Little bit of fabric, and then put your circle and pull it tight, and then clip it. Now if you practice on that for a while, that will give you the running stitch. That holds two pieces of fabric together, but it's not really strong. Our next stitch, again, thread your needle and roll it on your finger. Oh, try again. This isn't easy. Okay, and pull it. Okay, we're going to do the same thing again. Going to come in from the back with your knot and up. Now let's turn our fabric around, and we're going to take one stitch back toward where we started, but come up in the middle. So see your threads coming up through the middle there. Okay, we're going to take one stitch and go back a half, so we're up in the middle again. Another stitch and back through the middle. This gives you a nice straight line, and when you're done it would look like this. The knot would be done the same in the back. Grab a little bit of fabric and pull it tight twice. Now this is almost as strong as a sewing machine. If you have a small rip in your seam or just a small little cut, you could just sew it up with this and it'd be nice and strong. Now, we use the running stitch to hold these two pieces of fabric together. We're going to learn how to sew a button on. First, you lay your button on your fabric and you knot your thread like we did before, knot on the end and come up from the back always. And use your holes, depends on how many holes your button has. Just go in and out, down through the button, through the back, until it's feeling kind of secure. And then you bring your thread up from the back underneath the button. And then we will wrap it around it 3 times. And then put your thread back down to the back behind the button. And once again, grab a little bit of fabric and take your needle and go through the loop. On a button, I usually use 2 strands of thread just to make it be a little bit stronger. This is and then clip it. This button had 4 holes. Some buttons have 2, some of them just have a clip on the back. Just up and down, and there's your button. Now on these, we use contrasting thread. If you were trying to fix a rip, you want to do the same color as your fabric. And your thread on your button, you can either go across, down, it doesn't matter, as long as it's nice and secure. And by wrapping it 3 times, that lifts the button up just a little bit so it's easier to button through the buttonhole. Okay, we've done 3 different things here. Just kind of practice these 3 just on scraps. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. You've got a really good start. You can fix a rip, you can sew a button on, and even if you wanted to start to learn how to embroidery, hey, you've already learned 2 stitches, the running stitch and the back stitch. So I hope that's something you might want to try in all your spare time. We will see you all later. Have fun sewing.